What is up, guys? It is Pup, your coach for the Las Vegas Roseraiders, and today we have the semifinals for the PSL season 1 for me. Don't really know what actual number season it is, but season 1 for me. And today we are taking on Cygnus and the New York Aqua Jets. And if we look at the brackets, I'm the high seed left. On the Scarlet side, I think they have seeds 2 and 3 playing to go to the championship game, and I'm seed 1. I think Cygnus is seed 6. So, I mean, don't let that seed deceive you though, because they have had some good games in the last couple weeks. They have proved that they deserve to be here, and I am not taking this lightly. But, you know, being in the semifinals means we win this, we're into the championship game, we win the next one, and we win our first season, which would be amazing. I'm hoping to get a championship. I'm in the playoffs in 2 leagues right now, so I mean, hopefully we can pull out something. But we definitely have a interesting little matchup here. I feel like we have the Pokemon to do it, and yeah, it's going to be definitely tough, so don't underestimate Cygnus. But if you guys don't really feel like watching the team builder, you can skip ahead. Should be a timestamp on the screen. And if you guys do want to watch, then please stick around and, you know, let me know what you think about my teams. So first of all, let's go over our teams. I've got the Terapagos, Raging Bolt, Victini, got Enam T, got Regidrago, I have the Runerigus, I have Fortress, Tauros Aqua, I got Minior, I have Leavanny, and I have Barraskewda. While on Cygnus's team, they have the Cinderace, they have Hydrapple, Screamtail, Keldeo, Shuckle, Stakataka, Regieleki, Overquill, Tornadus Incarnate, Sandslash, and Mismagius. And then, you know, I have the Terras on the screen, so anyone that's in like the orangish, yellowish gold, that's people that cannot do Terra Stab, but they can do any other Terra, not Stellar either. And then purple can all Terra into any type, including Stab. There are like a select few that can use Terra Blast, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal in this matchup. But as you see, I have Barraskewda as my first Pokemon. I don't know if he came to any regular season games, but he's been such a menace in the playoffs. Honestly, has been the MVP of the playoffs so far. So bringing Barraskewda again this week, rocking a Focus Sash set with Terra Poison, Poison Jab, Flip Turn, Liquidation, and Aqua Jet. So Poison Jab is there for the Screamtail. If I Terra Poison, Poison Jab that thing, it will definitely destroy them like after Rocks or after Spike. Kind of forget what hazard I'm bringing, but we have a role to kill them after any hazard. We also have just enough speed with going Adamant max to outspeed a max speed Cinderace, which is amazing. And I'm very, very happy about that. Have a little bit of defense. It's not really going to matter. But the biggest thing on this team is that Regieleki is kind of scary. So we can Aqua Jet that thing, and it's going to take a lot of damage because that thing is not bulky at all. So we have good switch-ins to that on the team, but we also have the Aqua Jet that can just take that thing out. And then we should be faster than everything on their team, except for, you know, they have Prankster, Thundurus, and they could run Scarf. So we can just flip turn on pretty much everything and do a lot of chip damage. In the second spot, we have Terapagos. I swear, he's there. We're rocking heavy duty boots with a Rapid Spin, Tri-Attack, Toxic, and Earth Power. And this is a little bit of an interesting set. I thought that I should run a Rapid Spinner just because I Focus Sash on Barraskewda. Other Pokemon on my team really don't want to have to deal with any like spikes or stealth rocks or anything. So having Rapid Spin on this was pretty clutch. I'm also worried about toxic spikes from the Overquill, so need to get rid of that. But then you might be thinking, why do we have Tri-Attack on this thing and not Terra Starstorm? That's a good question. Well, I really thought that I might get into like a stall battle with that Screamtail. You know, I can just sit there and like Wish Protect, and I really don't want that thing to be able to get past my like Terapagos by just sponging every Terra Starstorm. So I thought the Tri-Attack was just a little bit better, and we have Earth Power for coverage as well. Yeah, actually, you know, I really thought I changed that to Ice Beam. And I definitely should. So this is going to be Ice Beam. Alright. So Ice Beam is going to hit Hydrapple, obviously. It's going to hit Torn, and it's going to hit the Sandslash as well. But then it also hits stuff like Mismagius that we couldn't actually hit, except for like with Toxic. So that's why I'm switching to Ice Beam. We're max specially defensive, so we can eat up like choice spec surf. We can also eat a decent amount of hits from Hydra Apple. Obviously, we don't have a reliable recovery, but we can eat some hits, send off some toxics, spin away the spikes or toxic spikes or whatever they bring, and just like click a couple buttons. In the 3, we have a Raging Bolt. I swear he's there as well. But I thought Raging Bolt was actually really good in this matchup. Rocking a leftover set, just max HP, max special attack. And this thing can sponge up any hit from Regieleki. The most it can do is like explosion on me and do maybe half. But we have Protect in case they want to actually do that. But we have Thunderbolt, Thunderclap, and Dragon Pulse as well as really good coverage into their team. If they're running a physically defensive Screamtail, which I do think looks really decent in my team to stop the Minior, then Thunderbolt's going to be doing a lot to that thing. We can actually 1v1 it. We can also 1v1 Hydra Apple potentially. I mean, we can't really switch into it, but we can take it on pretty well. We also have Protect in case they set up the Trick Room, which is really scary in this matchup. So we can just like stall out a couple turns and Thunderclap to get around that as well. If they are Terra Ground on the stack attack, it can be an issue for me because Terra Ground Earthquake is probably just going to nuke me. But I have other Pokemon on the team that can kind of deal with that. So hopefully it won't be too big of a deal. This is really here to, you know, sponge some hits. It can eat hits from that Regieleki mostly. Does not care about the Thundurus. It can probably eat some hits from Miss Mag and even some from Cinderace. In the next spot, we've got Runerigus. I thought that this Pokemon really had to come this week. I thought that it's really good into stopping that Stack Attacka from doing a lot of work and from stopping the Regieleki as well. We're rocking Leftovers, Poltergeist, Body Press, Haze, and Stealth Rocks. I have Haze just because I don't really want them to set up. They're like a Calm Mind Screamtail or Calm Mind Keldeo. Those could both be like really, really bad for me. Even some Heat like Shuckle Set could be pretty tough. So I have Haze on this thing. Body Press does a lot of damage to a non-terrestrialized Stack Attacked, even with their typing. Poltergeist is really good stab versus their team. And Terragraphs means that I can, you know, take on some of their Pokemon a little bit better. I resist like the Surfs. I resist any like Giga Drain from the Hydra Apple. And I thought it was just a little bit better to not have my Ghost typing all the time. Rocking max defense on this thing because it really doesn't matter into Regieleki. They cannot touch us with a single move. I don't think they have a single move that can actually hit us for a point of damage, which is crazy. I think it only gets normal type and electric type moves, which we're immune to. But we deal with the Stack Attack, and that's really the main goal of this Pokemon. Next up, we have a Super Duper Heat Minior set. So Minior hasn't done anything in the playoffs so far, but that's fine by me. You know, doesn't matter too much. We're going to make it work here. I have max HP, max attack, Custat Berry Minior with Shell Smash, Substitute Acro, and EQ on Terra Ground. So Terra Ground, it's just there so we can eat any hit from the Regieleki. I mean, I'm not sure how well we eat Explosion in Terra Ground, but, you know, that's alright. But the thing about this is I can actually set up in the face of Cinderace. You know, normally it would be a little bit scary because that Cinderace could rock a Sucker Punch, which when I'm in my form that you see here, like the core form or whatever it's called, it'll do like 50% to me depending on their spread. But if I just click Substitute down to my Custat Berry, or I could just click Substitute and like get past them with like being behind a Substitute, they can't actually Sucker Punch, then, you know, I can Custat Berry and knock them out with Earthquake, and it'll also activate my Acrobatics, which is really nice. I can just sub in people's face if they end up being like faster than me. I can just sub down to my Custat Berry and be able to have that like Explosion in the background, Earthquake in the background that can just like nuke something on their team. At +2 speed, I should be outrunning everything on their team. I think I will outrun a Choice Scarfed Cinderace with this set. I think that I'll be outrun by like a Scarf Regieleki or something. Or even, I don't think we get outrun by any regular form of Regieleki. But it's definitely scary into their matchup. But Custat Berry should be able to bring some heat here and hopefully be able to snag a KO on that Cinderace. And then last up, we brought Fortress. I actually don't have a tear type on this thing quite yet. I just kind of forgot about it. But we have another Custap Berry set on this thing with Sturdy. Any one hit, like from the Cinderace, it's just got to take me down to that. And I can throw off like a Rapid Spin to get rid of any hazards. I can throw off a Thunder Wave to paralyze that thing. I cannot talk. But we have spikes on this thing that I could also set up. And then Body Press that hits pretty hard as well. Max defense on this thing just the same as Runerigus, because I feel like their special threats are not as huge into my team. We have Terapagos that's obviously there for some special attacking Pokemon, but I'm really scared of like Stakataka. I think Overquill matches up pretty well into this as well. So Fortress can always really kind of wall that Overquill if it's not like Choice Band or like some sort of setup set. And even if it is, we can Thunder Wave that thing and put it out of commission, put some spikes up and get a Custap Berry like Body Press on it. So I'm really not too scared. I am, however, scared of like Cinderace, so that's what this thing is for. Minior can set up all over that thing. Runerigus can eat hits. So it's going to be a tough matchup. I really am wondering what 6 they're going to bring, because on like one hand, I feel like Regieleki gets walled by half the Pokemon on my team, but into the other half, it's absolutely insane. It really just catches like anything, like any Scarfers I want to bring, it's always going to catch that. It catches my Barraskewda, except for, I mean, I have the Focus Sash, which is really nice. But, I mean, it's going to catch a lot of stuff. It's not really going to get hindered by Sticky Webs on my team. So I don't know if they're going to bring that. I think Overquill looks amazing in this matchup. They probably bring it. I feel like Screamtail has to come just to be like a Minior check, because it can always live a +2 acrobatics from a Minior. So I feel like it should always come as like a Thunder Wave set to try to block my Minior from winning. I feel like Stakataka is a really good win con for them. I feel like Keldeo can probably just click buttons versus me, so that's really nice. And then Hydrapple and Cinderace are just really good tools on their team as well. I don't anticipate them bringing the other 4 Mons, but I mean, I could get messed up by a Miss Magius, especially with Terra. We've seen what people have been doing with low tiers. In our last matchup against Diamond, he brought a bunch of low tiers, and that's how he got by the whole season, and he made the playoffs, made it to the quarterfinals, which is pretty impressive. So I mean, I'm definitely not letting my guard down. Hopefully we can take on whatever 6 they bring, but that's about it for the team builder. I'll see you guys in the battle. All right, here we are, and I mean, that's not something you want to see. It says you brought the exact Mons I expected you to bring. Yeah, that definitely does not feel good to see, but I see no Regieleki, which is fine. I'm actually pretty happy about that. The Keldeo is very scary. I did end up putting Terra Electric on Fortress so I can resist a hit from the Regieleki, but it doesn't really matter. He could just lead with like Keldeo or something. So Raging Bolt would be a decent lead into everything but Sandslash. Yeah, I'm pretty worried about the Keldeo lead. I'm gonna just go Raging Bolt. They end up leading Stakataka. Alright. How much is Earthquake doing? It's doing 1 million, but not like 1,000,002. Even like some sort of Choice Band set, probably not killing me. I could predict them to go hard Sandslash. Yeah, I think I will. I don't think they should stay in. Dragon Pulse is gonna do 1 million. They go Terra Fairy. Ain't no way. Okay. That's annoying. I could have really just destroyed this thing with Thunderbolt. That's fine. I think I'm gonna click Protect here. Just get some leftovers back. So they just Earthquake again. We go out to Fortress. Who can eat this hit? They Gyro Ball. Does nothing. And then I'm just gonna throw off a Thunder Wave. Boom. Get this thing out of commission. It's got Heat Crash. That's fine by me. Don't mind it. I mean, I do mind it. It's just like not that bad. Now, what's really my play here? Man, they have a lot of coverage on that thing. So they have Heat Crash and Gyro Ball. How much is it doing to my Rune? Like, I don't think it can really touch Rune. I'm just gonna set up rocks in its face. It's just gonna Heat Crash me. It does nothing. Now I'm the one with Beast Boost. They didn't use an item, did they? I'm just gonna Poltergeist. I'm just doing nothing. Assault Vest, okay. Good to know. I'm gonna haze off the defense boost. They get parried, and we're just gonna spam Poltergeist, I guess. I mean, this is not the best start, but I do think I have the tools in the back still. Annoying to take so much damage on the Raging Bolt so early, though. Now, they could go Overquill. They just go Sandslash. Alright. Just gonna take a decent chunk. It's also Assault Vest. Alright. I mean, that did 35. And they can't spin on me. All they can do is really knock off. Just gonna Body Press. Another one should take it out. I'll Poltergeist this turn in case they want to go Scream Tail. They end up getting a crit, which does matter, but it's not like the biggest deal. I'm just gonna go Barraskewda. We're off to a really bad start here, but I can pick up a kill here. Goodbye. Stack Attack is still a big threat, but you know, it's alright. And they go Keldeo. Now, I definitely don't have a switch in for this. I assume it's going to be Scarfed. If I Terra Poison Jab, it's not going to do enough. I'm just going to Flip Turn. They're Scarf or Sphere. But I do have the Sash. And I think that I can go into Raging Bolt and just throw off Thunderbolt. I could also just set up Shell Smashes. Versus Minior. Yeah, might as well go Minior. Aura Sphere is going to do a good chunk. They go hard Scream Tail. I figured something like that might happen. Earthquake is going to be a 3-hit KO. If I Terra Ground, it's going to be a 2-hit KO. And you cannot paralyze me or anything. Oh, well, he's got to be like max Fizz Def. But if he brings me down under my whatever it's called, then it should be fine. I also could just Shell Smash again, which I think is also a fine play. I think I will just Shell Smash again. As they're just Roar. That's fine. Now, if I Terra Poison Jab, I'm going to do a lot to this thing. But I do think that flip turn is just a better move into it right now. Just 17. So they're max Fizz Def. Okay. We're just gonna go into Terapagos. They're gonna send off a D-Gleam. I'm hoping that they stay in on my Toxic. They just go stack. That's annoying. I'm just gonna try attack it. Body press. Just 50. We're getting kind of rolled right now, but I still got the Minior. Screamtail's taking some chip. Body press does end up taking me out. Now Barraskewda, Terra Poison, Poison Jab should knock this thing out. How much was Tri Attack doing? About 20? They might have like max HP. I probably still would take it out. I'm worried because my speed investment just like is not enough. I need 2 Shell Smashes. How much does Raging Bolt do? Thunderbolt should be taking it out. It is, okay. Down goes that thing. And I'm not 100% sure what comes in next. They end up bringing in Screamtail. Damage on this thing is great for me. They could just set up rocks, but they're just gonna wish. And this is Parabait. It's crit bait. Crit for crit. I mean, this one probably matters a little bit more than the one earlier. And they go Cinderace. They could just, I'm gonna go Barraskewda in case they court change. They Zen Headbutt. It's fine. I'm gonna go Minior. And this Zen Headbutt is gonna do a decent chunk into me, but not that much. I'm just gonna Shell Smash. I do get the Smash up. I'm gonna go for another one. They should outspeed me here. I do live. And eat the Custap and click Earthquake. I think I have it here with Minior. So I got the Custap, so they could not have clicked Sucker Punch. They go Keldeo. I Acro. Goodbye to that thing. And then Overquill should die to EQ. And, oh, it's got a Shucka, but it still dies. And that's a good game. Aw, man, Minior comes in clutch. That's why he's the MVP. I was very nervous. They were killing us for a while, but I think the Minior set worked out perfectly. Max HP was the only real reason I won that. I had to Shell Smash twice to get around the Scarf Keldeo, and it was perfect that I lived. It was a pretty good chance that I lived too. Yeah, it was in my favor. And then I'm not sure if they were Sucker Punch at all, but the Custap would have went around that anyways. I also think that a Raging Bolt was really good in the back. It could have probably destroyed this Overquill. Yeah, I mean, it does 1,000,000%. It's got a chance to KO after rocks, which is really nice. So with that, we move on to the finals, and we're facing Kona. They are like the 2 or 3 seed over on the other side, and they're an insane battler, 1-time champion already. So, I mean, we get to battle for the championship. Super excited about that. I'm so glad that we could pull it out, especially with our MVP here, getting 1,000,000 kills. Obviously, the crit did matter on the Screamtail, but I mean, he crit me earlier. If not for the crit, I'm just gonna sit there and like bait for a para or bait for another crit, and if I get it any percent down, then I should be able to beat it with Barraskewda. And Barraskewda kind of goes crazy besides that Scarf Keldeo. in the end game. So, I mean, probably did change stuff, but it's Pokemon. I do feel bad for our opponent, but they played great. And yeah, I mean, that's about it. I'll see you guys in the finals next week. All right, so I'm here with Cygnus. Say hi.
Yo, what's good?
I mean, that was a definitely stressful match. Tough
Oh no,
crits
I
either way.
agree. The main thing I was surprised about was you didn't bring a Namorous. I
Yeah.
was terrified of a Namorous. That's why you see I have double AV, I have Gunk
Mm-hmm.
Shot. Like, oh, that was my biggest worry.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like into Regieleki was kind of risky. Obviously, I could run like Terra Ground, but I felt like
Yeah.
some of the other mons on my team were a little bit better into that. I,
Yeah,
I
I mean
am
my yeah,
sorry.
continue, sorry. No, go, you can go.
All right, I am wondering why you didn't end up bringing that Regieleki because I thought that it went really well into my team.
It did, but like the main issue is like I noticed in my quarterfinal match, right? Basically every mon that could Terra, if they Terra ground, it kind of demolishes me.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I kind of need to get rid of my ground weakness because my team is really ground weak.
Yeah,
Like
that makes
if I'm
sense.
looking at them, like if you look at my team, like I couldn't justify bringing Hydrapple against you. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of difficult to slot it in. Like I had a Habanberry set. I was thinking Habanberry for Hydrapple,
Yeah.
but it's like I couldn't figure. But like you could just bring a Namorous and then it just beats it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking Kabanberry for, was it Reggie Draco? No, for Raging Bolts. But I don't think you have Reggie Draco,
Yeah.
right? I don't even. So, yeah. I was thinking like Habanberry, but like I was also worried about Enam, so I was like, I couldn't justify like bringing an optimal set for Hydrapple, which is one of my ground resists. Torn? I mean, Torn could have done something. It's just a really bad matchup for it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
also, Reggie Draco could Terra because that's 9 points.
Yeah.
So I found that out. Like that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, oh my lord. And then yeah, because for Torn, like Terapagos beats it, Raging Bolt beats it.
Mm-hmm.
Victini could beat it depending on set with Bolt Strike. Minior always beats it.
Yeah, the
And
goat.
then yeah, I mean, I still think it's stupid though. They allowed Terra Minior.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Terra on it is not like the most broken, but Terra Stab is definitely where it has been pretty bad.
Oh no. I agree. I got to use Minior in a draft where like there's one battle. It was one of my favorite sets I ran. I ran a mix with Charge Beam.
Ooh, that's gotta be fun.
Yeah, because to counter, so I set up on a Skarmory because you wouldn't stay in on a Skarmory,
Mm-hmm.
like a max Fizz Def Skarmory. So I was like, oh, let me do Charge Beam because it's a guaranteed 2-shot after Shell Smash. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I won that game because of that set. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Minior was always going to be a threat. Like, especially with Terra, you could go like a Terra Water. Like, I had Gyro Ball, obviously. Like, so that just resisted, and you
Mm-hmm.
probably live. Probably, I'm not sure,
Oh yeah.
but
I
you
probably
probably
live
live.
max
You
HP
probably
on
live.
mine.
Yeah, your max HP, yeah, no chance I kill.
Mm-hmm. I only ran 8 speed. I wasn't expecting specifically Scarf Keldeo. I just wanted to be able to outrun everything like neutral on your team. So I'm lucky
Yeah,
that you let me set up 2 shell smashes. Because if not, then I would have been definitely screwed.
my main counter to setup was Roar.
Yeah.
My main counter to setup was Roar. Like you saw the battle, I was able to just get that out of the field without any repercussions at the first
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was expecting a fully Fizdef screen tail, but that was super hard for me to counter. I just knew
yeah,
that if it
the
came,
other
then
set I had,
yeah.
and it was a gamble set I couldn't like, justify bringing it was a Mirror Herb Screamtail with stored power.
Whew, wow, that
That
would
was
be
another set
heat.
I was thinking about, but I was like, honestly, I don't know why I didn't bring it. I'm gonna be honest, but
Mm-hmm.
but look, if I'm looking at this, where's your team again? What was the reason why I didn't justify bringing it? Oh yeah, Terra. Wait, I don't actually know why I didn't bring it. That would have been really good into you.
Yeah, it definitely would have.
Yeah, Maraherb Sword Power probably just wins. Nearly.
Definitely at
wins.
that point in the game.
Yeah, at that point in the game, it definitely would have won, but
Yeah, I wonder why no one's really brought Mirror Herb or like
I
a
mean,
lot of anti like
it's
Shell
such a,
Smash
like
tech.
it's such a gamble. Like, especially like, what if you didn't bring Minior? What if you just brought Regidrago, right?
Uh-huh.
That was the main reason why I justified not bringing it, because like Scarf, like Terra Steel, Regidrago can just go kind of crazy.
Yeah. I don't even think I've brought Regidrago. Maybe in like the first week. But since then, I mean, into Screamtail, I didn't really feel like it made that much sense, because if you do end up running like special defense, like especially defensive set, and I run a special attacker, then I
Yeah.
just kind of get walled by it anyways, no matter if I have like Terra Poison or Terra
I
Steel.
felt like I'm very narrowed down to like what my team could be. Like this was like the six I like those were the first six I thought of, and those were the first six I could like justify. And then I had some thoughts about other mons, but like I just couldn't justify it.
Yeah.
Like I brought Regieleki to basically every game except this one, so that's like a lot. Considering it doesn't have that much coverage, it's just been proving its use. Because I ran Scarfalecki in my quarterfinal match.
Yeah.
To outspeed Unburdened Halucha. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's had a lot of use cases, but like this match, it just gets shut down pretty easily. Like you just bring Terra Ground Minior, you have Raging Bolt, you have Regidrago, you have Rune Regis.
Yeah. I knew that like Rune Regis was definitely going to be able to shut that thing down, but I still kind of expected it to be there, maybe as like a dual screen support set. I just felt like it was nice, like to make sure you outspeed my Barrascudo, which has been a menace in the playoffs so far. To make sure you get, like the Minior.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't even make an attempt to try to outspeed it, because I was like, there's too many possibilities for me to consider. Try to justify trying to outspeed a base 130-ish speed mod. Like obviously I could bring a Lecky, right? But like I'm basically having a 1-for-1 trade in this matchup. I definitely needed mons where I could use it against any mon and match up decently well.
Yeah.
And these were the six I justified. Like especially with my Sand Slash, right? It two shots Enamorous. Like I think it two shots bulky Enamorous with Gunk Shot. So
no, Sandslash was definitely a great bring. I did not expect that. Yeah, it matched up pretty well into my team, and the double Assault Vest was really nice into my Raging Bolt.
Terrapago score, yeah, it's really good to see. That's what. Yeah, then Terra Fairy was obviously probably the best Terra I could bring against you. But like I did like think about flying, but then you just beat me with Stone Edge. I thought about other types, but it's just like it's so difficult to justify which Terra to bring. Like there's too many options. What else? What else did I have in mind? I thought about a Willow Hex set with Miss Mag.
Yeah, that would have been pretty fun into me.
It would have been nice into you. However, I mean, Shields Down exists, and you can't status it, so.
Yeah, I do think into like some of the other Pokemon that I brought on my team, it could have been pretty decent. It also just would have been really good to like make sure you get out that the Rune Regis. So I kind of thought that Miss Mag plus the Regieleki might come instead of like Sandslash and Overquill.
Yeah. And then my biggest mistake was definitely not bringing priority with this team.
Yeah.
I have 3 mons that could learn priority, and none of them had priority in this game, which kind of ruined my chances. Also, then Headbutt being a roll also kind of sucks, but because I think I live at Thunderclap. I think. With my HP investment from the rage I was at. Right?
Yeah, you might.
I think I might have lived at Thunderclap. Because that was 75. Yeah, I think I live at Thunderclap. Because I had 152 HP investment. And I was like, I'm not going to try to speed creep that much. I'm only going to speed creep basically your next fastest mon.
Yeah.
Because I think, what was your next? And yeah, you see a clear amulet for Tauros, obviously.
Yeah, that made a lot of sense.
Because, I mean, normally I've been running Scarf or Heavy Duty Boots. I really haven't brought any other set other than those two
Mm-hmm.
throughout. Because my week 1, I like EV'd my Cinderace to take a hit, put it in Blaze and one-shot atop of Coco with Heavy Duty Boots, because that was the only way I was going to win that matchup.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, it's just really difficult to justify like any other set in my opinion, because Overquill did pretty good against your team, especially with a toxic set.
Mm-hmm.
Especially trying to cripple the Terapagos or the Raging Bolt. Those are always nice to have.
Yeah.
But yeah, Raging Bolt's always the bane of my existence. I can't lie to you.
No, Raging Bolt, it's shown down the stretch to be definitely a really good Pokemon. I'm sad that I only have it on a 1-season contract, so someone's gonna get lucky picking that thing up.
It's such a good endgame cleaner. It's actually insane.
Yeah.
It's such a good endgame cleaner. So is that Minior, because that Minior is a great bring.
I really just expected the Sucker Punch Cinderace. I didn't really think about like Vacuum Wave Keldeo. I didn't think that made as much sense as that Cinderace did with Sucker Punch, because once I'm -1, it does about 50% to me. So I mean, it just like takes me out. So I had Substitute on my set so I could sub
you
down.
definitely outsped after 2 Shell Smashes, right? So quite literally, like Custap will outprioritize Sucker Punch there.
Yeah.
Like, if I was faster, then Sucker Punch outprioritizes, but it didn't matter. So, in the grand scheme of things, Sucker Punch on Cinder didn't matter. It more mattered that I brought Vacuum Wave on Keldeo, which I didn't. Because then I could have had a chance.
I mean, but would you really bring Vacuum Wave into like a flying type? I mean, obviously it's Flying Rock, so it's neutral, but how much is that really gonna do to me? Especially if I'm like a White Herb.
It's not that much. It really isn't that much. Like, I mean, all in all, I think priority did end up mattering. But also, I feel like, I mean, there's not much I could really do after that the crit into a Zed Headbutt roll in your favor, putting you exactly in Custap range.
I mean, to be fair, the Zen Headbutt, like the rolls were in my favor for me to live.
Yeah, then that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, -1?
Yeah, -1. It doesn't even do like that much. Well, I was about like, I forget what percent I was.
You were at 62.
Yeah, so if I'm at 62, let's put that in here. Then it's a 43% chance to knock me out. So it's like pretty close to even, but it's still in my favor.
Yeah, it's still in your favor. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, it basically nearly came down to a 50-50 at that point. So honestly, I'm not too pressed, because I did get a lucky crit on Sandslash, because I don't think that EQ killed Brunorigas, considering how bulky that dude is.
No, it would never kill it, and then I would knock you out with Body Press or Poltergeist.
Yeah, I was always willing to stack the Sandslash there to hopefully get a clean switch into Keldeo. Because then that'll force out Raging Bolt. Because in case you choose not to stack it, that'll force out Raging Bolt, but you probably end up stacking it, right?
Yeah.
I doubt you did, and you got rid of the only Rapid Spinner. It didn't really serve a purpose after that. So.
Yeah, I was worried about this Keldeo. I kind of thought that you might run like Icy Wind. I'm not sure how much that does compared to Aura Sphere into my Raging Bolt. But even with my like leftover Protect set, like it was still gonna do a lot of damage into me.
Yeah, I mean, I had Air Slash for Tauros, because I was thinking of like an AV, like, or a bulky Tauros. Like, that Tauros was the main bring. I was surprised you didn't bring, because I genuinely thought Tauros was a must bring, but
Really?
I guess I was wrong. I mean, obviously my team does decently well against Tauros, but like, to completely shut down Cinder does help a lot.
Yeah. I was just worried, like, bringing Barraskewda plus Tauros plus a Minior, that's like 3 electric weaknesses into the Regieleki matchup, kind of scared me a little bit. So
that makes sense.
I also felt like Screamtail, if you end up bringing like the Fizdef set to counter Minior, then it kind of just walls me as well.
Yeah. Which I did end up bringing. I did end up bringing Fizdef Minior.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Fizdev's Screamtail, yeah. Um,
Yeah, but I mean, you played really well. You had me in the beginning of the game. I mean, the crit was definitely pretty lucky for me, but it is
I mean, I did
Mons.
also get a lucky crit, so if I think it cancels out.
I mean, yeah, I also had like if I didn't crit, then I could paralyze you and have chance with Bear Scuda into Minior. I mean,
Yeah.
we really don't know what would have happened at that point,
I mean, we
anyways.
definitely don't know what would happen, but I mean, if Minior was so in theory, like let's say I get the wish off and into Screamtail, I would probably what would I end up doing? Because because then I would have Screamtail, Cinder, Overquill, and Keldeo. If you send out Bear Scuda, I go 100% Overquill.
Yeah.
If you send out Minior, I stay in and roar.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean, if I get lucky with like a double paralysis and like am able to set up in your face, then the game's over
yeah,
there anyways. Like,
then it's over. At that point, it was just like I put you in a position where RNG was basically your only way out.
yeah, it just
But
ended up
also,
coming
like
down to like a
considering
lot of
how
rolls
the
and
end game
stuff.
played out, Raging Bull did end up winning for the most
Mm-hmm.
part, considering how it played out. But given that let's say the crit did happen, it definitely like put you in a position where you needed to get like a para to get like to start setting up and hopefully end up cleaning up the game from there.
Yeah.
I also misplayed and didn't click high jump kick, which I probably should have. And if I
Yeah.
clicked high jump kick, I still probably won. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss. But then
Mm-hmm.
Echo could also miss. I was playing the same game, so
Yeah. I mean, also like I could have been Terra flying and resist that high jump kick, and then it
yeah,
probably would have been over for you as well. And I've brought
yeah,
Terra flying like once or twice already this season, so I don't blame you for
yeah,
clicking the Zen.
yeah,
It was just a really good game that came down to the wire.
yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah, for real. Normally I would go for like a ballsy Powerball predict for a Terra, but I mean I was already stabbed Psychic at that point, so I was like, I mean I have to commit to Zen head, but that does the most damage in Psychic,
yeah.
so because I already committed to a Zen.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you for talking to me about this game afterwards. I think you're playing in the All-Star game, so I hope that
Yeah.
goes well. I hope Minior is probably going to be your MVP or something, so you can use that in there. Try to sweep Crimson with that.
Oh
That
yeah,
would be fun.
absolutely. Yeah, best of luck in the finals, man. You
Yeah,
better
thank
win.
you.
Good luck against that double regen core with Blood Moon.
Yeah, that's going to be uh, hell to play against, but hopefully I can break that down. Maybe Minior can come in and clutch again and secure me a title.
Maybe Minior. Honestly, Minior game looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Best of luck.
Yep. All right. Thank you. I'll see you
Thank you.
around, man.
See ya.